بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. We can read through Sharif together. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. صدق الله العظيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. The Quran ayah which I just recited, some of you may remember it from the day when you were sitting in front of the Imam and he was ready to do your nikkah, and you were sitting there as a young boy, a young man, thinking today is going to be the first of the days of the best of my life. And now you're sitting here thinking, I was so wrong. Maybe some of you are thinking that, but Alhamdulillah, I'm sure most of you are very happy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give barakah in everybody's marriage. Ameen. Today I have chosen to speak about marriage, but there is so many different ways that we can take it from, and I feel it is important that we start off with the marriage ceremony itself, because we are living in a society where many marriages are going so far away from the Sunnah that sometimes you get confused and you don't even understand. You might not even realize that you are at a Muslim wedding. And it is important that we understand exactly how Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam taught us to go through with an Islamic wedding, and what are the etiquettes of an Islamic wedding. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam throughout his whole life taught simplicity, and simplicity is the main thing which we have to look for in our life when it comes to anything. So much so that on many occasions, so many Sahaba radiallahu anhum would come to Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam and they would say, Ya Rasulullah, I have just got married, make dua for me. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam would make a dua for them. And today, if we look at the situation, if somebody comes and says to you, I have just gotten married, the first thing we will reply with is, where was my invite? Or the person, he will not be happy. I've known you for so many years and you didn't even call me. What was on the menu? These are some of the things which we hear nowadays. Whereas people, instead of being happy for one another, they go the other way. That the person, he has fulfilled the sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and for that, instead of congratulating them and making dua for them, they go the other way. And this is where not having the right Islamic knowledge can take a person away from the sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam taught us that to hold a wedding according to your needs, according to what you are able to do. We hear of stories nowadays of people spending and spending and spending on weddings so much more than what they are able to afford. And this is haram, because you are using something which you do not have. And majority of the times, people are taking out loans which include interest, and this all just to show to other people, look at the kind of wedding that I have. And the main thing that we have to understand is our duty as Muslims is to please the Creator and not the creation. We do not need to show to the creation that look how much money I am able to spend, look at the kind of hall that I have hired. But we have to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and have a wedding in such a way that will please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The biggest thing in today's weddings that we are missing is, one thing is the nikkah ceremony happening in the masjid. Many a times the nikkah happens at the hall, whereas the sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is that we do it in the masjid. And after that, to have segregation. To have segregation where we have men and women separate. When the men and the women are not separate, then we are giving shaitan the ability to cause fitna everywhere. And it is very difficult for a person to control his gaze when he is in such a surrounding, and he is just going to be putting himself in sin. And this is where we as Muslims, we shouldn't worry about what other people are going to say. We should think that what is my Allah thinking of me? That we have to do it in the way where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be pleased with us. And because of us doing it in that way, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put barakah in that marriage in a way that you will not even be able to comprehend. We hear of so many stories nowadays that the divorce rate is so high, and because of very simple things, that the new generation today, they do not have the understanding and the concept of sabr and sacrifice. That in order for a person to be happy, he has to be selfless. He cannot always just want whatever he wants. He cannot be selfish. And this is what Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has taught us. So this is how a person, if he, before a person wants to get married, before a person is even thinking of getting married, he has to sit and he has to learn about what marriage is. Marriage is not just getting with someone and that's it, and then whatever. But a person, he has to, ask himself, am I really ready for marriage? And what do I expect from my marriage? All of these questions must come into his mind. Many a times, the people just go into it not expecting anything, and then they say, oh, this is not for me. And through that, families break and relations break, and we have so many problems. And when it comes to the topic of marriage, the advice to parents is that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has given us, he has taught us that we should marry our children from a young age. Not to wait for so long. What usually happens is the children themselves and the parents, they want to put the career of the children before. That comes first. First we need to make sure that he or she has a stable job. After that, he needs to have a house, and he has to have all of these different conditions are put on. And then by the time it comes for the person to get married, they're so much older, and then they say, oh, we can't find anybody for the person to get married to. Whereas Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has said that the person, as soon as we feel that he is able to, then we get that person married. And it should be in a way where we sit and we explain to them exactly what the purpose of marriage is. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when we look at his life, there was so many different things that we can learn from, and one of these is the marriage. a person, he might think that, I'm not ready for marriage. Okay, no problem. But after that, he shouldn't delay it for so long, because then he can get caught up in guna and sin. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam has even given us the advice on what to do. If a person is not financially able to get married, then what he should do is he should keep fast. He should keep fast, and that will keep him under control. And then after that, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam has said that when the time comes to look for a spouse, we don't look for, if that spouse has, look at the financial status of the family. We don't look at, what do people say about them. Yes, these all things come later, but the first thing we look at is the deen. Does the person have deen in them? That if a person has deen in them, that way you and them, they can both work together to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It will help any offspring that are going to come from them. And this is what we need to look for today when it comes to marriage. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam has taught us exactly how it needs to be. When we look at the situation today of marriages, it is one where it's going back and forth. And a person, the reason why a husband and a wife get into arguments is because of very small little things in today's day and age. One person, he once went to a sheikh, to alim, and he said that I am having a lot of trouble with my wife. We're always arguing, we're always fighting. And the sheikh, he said, give me some kind of taweez. I want to be able to control myself. I want my marriage to work. So the sheikh, he wrote something down on a paper, and he gave it to him. And he said that whenever you're ready to start having an argument with your wife, put this piece of paper in your mouth and make sure that it doesn't fall off. Keep that piece of paper there in your mouth. He said, okay, no problem. So after, when he went home, when the wife started on him, well, this is my chance, opportunity, takes the paper and he puts it in his mouth, and he's there just balancing it, and his wife's going on and on and on. 1 week goes past, 2 weeks go past. He comes to the sheikh and he says, Subhanallah, what a ta'weez that you gave me. Ever since you gave that ta'weez, the arguments have stopped in the house. What have you written on the ta'weez? He says, it's just a few scribbles which is on the paper. The thing was that whenever she would argue with you, you were always arguing back. So now, because you were so much concentrating on keeping that paper in your mouth, you stayed quiet. And while she's arguing, you're not saying anything back, so she just stops herself and goes back to her stuff as well. And this is the majority of the time what the problem is. The reason why there is friction between a husband and a wife is because both of them want to be the winner. They say, I'm not going to stop until I win. And they will keep on going on and on and on. So it's up to one of them. And majority of you are men in here, so I will speak to you that we have to stay quiet. We the men have to stay quiet, because the women will continue to go on and on and on. And this is where, if we keep our mouth quiet, then doesn't matter how much they say, they'll have the thought in their mind that he's not even replying back. There's no point even going on with him. So this is where, if a person is able to control his tongue, he'll be able to save himself. If a person is able to control his anger, he'll be able to save himself. When it comes to the men, especially, we have, Allah has created us with a lot of fire inside us, that we can get angry very easily, and we say many things and we don't even mean it. Whereas women, they have been made very soft, and there is different ways that we are supposed to be with them. And the main thing, whenever any kind of problem occurs, the main ingredient for the marriage to be successful is communication. Communication. What usually happens is, when there's some kind of trouble or problem, both will go to opposite sides of the house and not even speak. And because of that, it becomes a big problem in between them. Whereas if they were to sit down together and work out the problems, then things would just automatically fix themselves. Shaitan, he gets very happy when there is a fight between a husband and a wife. Every day the shaitan, the shayateen, they all go back to Iblis and they report what they have done today. They report what they have done. So one of them will say that, I made a person miss his salah today. Another one will say that I made a person, swear or something like that. And you say, okay, well done, you have done this. But then another one, he'll put his hand up and he say, today I made a husband and a wife go apart. You say, you come forward. You come forward, you have done very well. You have done very well. And it has been said about, when a person he divorces his wife, the arsh of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it shakes. This is so much, a person, he might think that it is just something so minor, but there are so many problems that can happen when all of these, when a person does not think about what he is doing. That marriage, it is not just, the way that the West have a boyfriend and a girlfriend. This is not what marriage is. Marriage, it makes a person understand that the person who is in front of him, his spouse, that he has to respect them. And he has to do so many different things in order to keep them happy. And, when it comes to the ahadith that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam has explained and taught us about marriage, as men, we all know the ones that are in our favor. So for example, that we can say, which one comes to mind? There are so many out there. One that we can say is that when a person, if he says to his wife, this is one that every husband, if they know this one, whenever the wife is angry, this is the one to use. That, why are you angry for? I am happy with you, so you are going to go into Jannah. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam has said that the wife who passes away while her husband is happy with her, then for her is Jannah. So whenever she's angry with you, this is the one that you can use. But you're a Jannati, no need to get angry with me because I am happy with you. There's so many more ahadith when Nabi sallallahu alayhi, for example, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said that if I had the opportunity to teach a woman to do sujood to anyone except from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then it would be for a woman to do sajda in front of her husband. But we have all these ahadith, but when it comes to women as well, the woman has rights, the wife has rights. And it is, what usually happens is sometimes we have some women who are learned and they have a lot of knowledge, and they will test her husband, and she will say that it is not wajib upon me to cook food for you. I don't have to look after you. And of course she is right in that way, but she has been given the responsibility to look after her husband and all of her family as well. But if we ourselves give some kind of, if we have that sacrifice, we sacrifice some of our stuff to keep our wife happy. Majority of women, the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created women, is that they are very soft and they want very little. Well, maybe it's a bit changed a bit now when it comes to wanting things, but it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made them soft, and they want your time. They want your time, and they want to spend time with you. They want to be able to have someone to speak with. And if they have that, all they want is you to come in and you tell them exactly how your day went. All of those things. Tell me exactly what you done from A to Z. What were you doing at work? What did you say to the person who was sitting next to you? All of these different things. They want to know everything that goes on. And this is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created them. And when that is turned to us, and the way it happens is she'll tell us exactly everything that she has done throughout the whole day. And when it comes to our turn, she asks, what did you do? I went to work, I done this, and I came back, and here I am in front of you. But she wants a bit more than that. She wants so much more detail. So this is where a person, he has to, just sometimes be a bit selfless. Don't just think about yourself. That whatever she is wanting, whatever she is asking for, we have to give that as well. Person once, he came to, I was listening to a talk last week, and a man, he came to the Sheikh and he said, Sheikh, is my wife going to be in Jannah? He said, is my wife going to be in Jannah? Sheikh replied, yes. He said, I don't want to go to Jannah. I don't want to go to Jannah. Why, what was he? He got really angry and he walked off. So the Sheikh was running after him. He says, come back. What's the problem? He said, I don't want to go to Jannah. Why? Wife is really annoying. Because what do you mean she's annoying? Was that, whenever she's always going on at me, telling me to do this, telling me to do that. So I've dealt with her so long in the dunya, how can I deal with her over there for ever and ever. So the Shaykh says, okay, let me explain something to you. He says that in Jannah, this is the favorite part that everyone likes to hear, that you will be given hurs. He says, okay, yes, Alhamdulillah Shaykh, I know. So you'll get those. He goes, yes, I'll be happy with them. But as long as my wife is not anywhere near me, that's fine. So the Shaykh says, but you have read about the beauty that the hur will have. So yes, Shaykh, I know everything that when she drinks water, I'll be able to see it going down her throat, all of these different things. So the Shaykh mentions, do you know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give your wife 70 times more beauty than these hur? He said, what, really? Subhanallah. Maybe I can deal with her. Maybe I'll deal with her. So a person, when he sees exactly what he is going to get and what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward him with, for just doing a bit of sabr in this life, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward him with so much more. But the one message I want to give out today is, we have a tendency as men to get angry very quickly, and we sometimes say something to our wives which it hurts them and it will cause them pain. The example has always been given that when a person, they drop a glass, it gets shattered. There is no way that you can put that glass back together again the way it was before. The same way, there's a way of speaking with our wives, that we speak to them with love. We don't say anything to them that is going to hurt them. Sometimes we can just very easily say something and we might think of it as nothing, but they keep it in their heart and they think about it for a long time and it causes them pain. It doesn't, now is all this time I've been saying things in favor of men. This is a time where the women who will be listening, they say, okay, now we have a chance. So for the women, the way that we have to treat them is with love, with respect. This is the mother of your children. She is one of the reasons why you will go to Jannah. And the reason why is the person Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned that a person who has a person who has 3 daughters, that person will go to Jannah. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam then mentioned, and another person he came, he said, Ya Rasulullah, I have 2. He goes, okay, for that person will be Jannah as well. Another person, he said, Ya Rasulullah, I only have 1 daughter. He said, you will go to Jannah as well. That for the children which she has given, we can't even imagine that the pain a mother goes through when she is giving birth. And because of that, we have our children today, and because of that, we have that happiness in our life. That same woman, she cooks for you at home, she looks after the house, she does so many things for you. And especially with our, those wives that have come from back home, mashallah, they do so much more. They go even extra because they have been brought up in such a way where they do extra. They have been taught by their parents that to treat their husband in the best way possible. And this is where we have to reward them in some kind of way, by making dua for them, by showering them with gifts. This is the one that they will enjoy listening to. Even, a bouquet of flowers. If you can all go to Co-op today after Salah, grab some flowers and take it home. Your wives are going to get very confused when you walk in the house. So what happened to you today? Did you fall? So this is the reason why they have these kind of thoughts, is because we don't do it as much. We don't do it enough. It reminded me that once of a story. A man came back home after listening to a talk, and he came in the front door and he said Assalamu alaikum very loudly, and he saw his wife there in the kitchen and he picked her up. So mashallah, you're being very loving today. And so what happened? What did you learn in the talk? And the Shaykh said that we should go home and we should lift up our burdens. So here I am picking you up. That we shouldn't, all these it's all, anything good that is coming, it is of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anything else is from me and shaitan. These are just small examples that are coming into my head. We hear all of these things again and again, but the end thing that we will finish off with is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with wives. For those who are married, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant barakah to everybody's marriage. And for those who are looking to get married, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for them to find a spouse. You know, we're living in a time and an age when there are so many conditions put on a person to get married that it becomes very difficult. So you may ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He gives us the tawfiq to act upon whatever has been said. Ameen wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Just wait for the adhan to be called out.
Allahu Akbar, Allah.